You are.
Let's go. We are live, honey. Another episode of Rima Talk Live. And today I have one of my favorite people, Mark Pattison from Porchlight Realty out of in San Diego. Mark, actually, an amazing friend, mentor, and has been a great help for me in the last year and my team through my business and my journey. Mark, thank you so much for joining me. I'm super excited actually for this. I had so many people reach out to me, excited to see you on the show today. So thank you for coming. I know you're traveling, taking the time out of your busy schedule. I really appreciate it. So go ahead
No,
and tell us a little bit about you.
I'm never too busy for Rima. Rima is one of the best humans in the world, so
I love you.
I have a lot to live up to. Yes, I'm at the airport. I'm sitting on the floor, but I have a flight back to San Diego. I'm in Vegas at Tom Ferry event, and just constantly learning because I feel like I know nothing. So there's always more to implement. I've been in real estate for 7 years almost, and I've had my team Porchlight for 5 years. I've got a few ancillary businesses. My team now on Porchlight, I think yesterday I checked, I think we have 96 agents. But I have, well, one just texted me, so I have 97. So I got this kid. He's like, "Oh, I want to join your team again." He was on my team a while ago. He quit real estate. Now he's coming back. So 97 agents. And then I have insurance, lending, development company, alcohol company,
So let's slow
ancillary.
down a
What
little bit.
else? I don't know. We kind of have everything. So I went from zero to like insane in
And
five
that's what I
years.
want to talk about, from zero to insane in just a short period of time, less than 7 years. How you started as a solo, correct? You
Yep.
did not start as a
Yeah.
team. And take
Nope.
me through the
Started as a
journey
solo agent.
from the start. Like
Yeah.
what happened for you to start in such a short period of time, which people take 10, 15 years. I mean, I'm in a position that I've been in the business double the amount of time that you've been, and I'm not even close to where you're at. So
One thing. So the biggest thing is I think it's I have to thank my parents. They didn't create businesses, but they ran a business that they inherited, and they just did really well with it. And they sent me to great schools, and from that, I think that gave me the foundation. I always had that, and I was always allowed to do something because they said do it. Not being able to do something because they got their parents or their growing up situation. Whereas mine were always like, go for it. So thank you, mom and dad. I talk to them every day, anyways. But yes, so I think that was a lot of it. And then just the fact that I implement. Like if you go to these, so for example, I was just at this conference, and these people are in this conference taking pages and pages of notes. What are they going to go home and do? Like, are they actually going to implement anything? Or are they going to go there and it's not because they're lazy, but it's because they're scared or because this, it's like, what's there to be scared about? If one of my businesses fail, I don't die. So like, who cares if it fails? And for anyone who has a failed business, that's amazing because you tried. So like, that's what I think about life. It's like, you just got to get out there and try it. Don't be nervous of anything. Just do it. And the funny thing is when you look back at anything you were scared about, like, it wasn't that big of an issue.
right.
So, and you gotta, like, I always think of it this way, like, if you think your issues or if you think your situation is bad, like, zoom out, look at the entire world. I always think of like Google Earth, and you zoom out and you look and you're like, damn, I've got it really good compared to majority of people out there. The relationships, the friendships, the mentors, the mentees, like people that I have and I'm connected with in life, it's because I took a chance. And I think that most people don't take the chance. A lot of people are a lot smarter than me. I'm probably one of the dumbest people, but that's probably why I implement because I don't know what's gonna happen because I don't think that far ahead. But
I-
you just
just
gotta
do it,
like
like the Nike logo. Just do it.
just do it. It's not that hard. And hard work. I mean, you don't have to have everything perfect. Is my business perfect? Absolutely not. Will it ever be perfect? Nope. So just freaking put it out there. Take feedback, change it, pivot, things change, connect with people, treat people right. And all of a sudden, you just get this bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you encourage others that they can accomplish anything, what happens is you just get together on this spaceship and you freaking are like flying to accomplish your dreams because everyone's on board. And it just makes it so it's like, well, let's just do it. I don't know.
I love
It just, I don't know why, but that's just my mindset about everything. It's like, we can make
I
anything happen.
I love it. Do you ever go back? Like, have you ever thought you would be where you're at today when you started real estate? Like going back 6.5 years ago, I want to get in the real estate world. And would you ever imagine yourself having this huge business, having almost 100 agents under your company? Have you ever put that vision? Was it ever there, or just happened and grew as you go? And it's like, I'm
Did
almost
I
amazed.
ever?
Like, do we ever go back and, it's like, did we think of, or did we put it out there for us to have it? And here we are having it from what we put 5, 6 years ago. Did you ever
No, I
think you're
never
going to
planned
be
it.
happy? No?
Did I ever think I'd be sitting on the floor on a Friday in an airport in Vegas? No. I've made it. No, just kidding. Still flying coach. Damn it. So no, I don't think I did. But what was is I met this guy at a conference and he said, I follow you on social media. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. He was like an older guy. And I'm like, what's he going to say to me? He's like, you're not thinking big enough. And he's not older. He's like in his 50s probably, but he's older than me. He's a wise man and he's freaking smart as shit. And he said, you're not thinking big enough. And I said, okay. And he's like, I follow you on social media. How many agents do you have? And I was like, I think I have 12 at the time. And he's like, why would you have 12 and you can have 200? And I said, well, because that seems like a headache. And he goes, no. And I was like, how many agents do you have? He's like, I have a brokerage and I have 3,000 agents. And I'm like, holy shit. And he goes, you're not thinking big enough. And I said, all right, I'm going to have 200 agents in 2 years. And so that's how it kind of started. Those random interactions that you meet people and they inspire you. I've only talked to this guy once, but I think about him every day. So it was Chuck Fazio, amazing human. And just like he put in my mind that I just need to think bigger. Other people as well. Kyle Whistle, friggin' like no fear, just do it. Like that's like that type of guy inspires me. Dan Beer, like all these people that are in our group. It's all these badasses like Tammy Pack, Mary Maloney. They implement and they just do it and they're killing it and they're having so much fun while doing it. We're all having a blast. Like every day we're so lucky we get to have these relationships and network. But no, I never thought I would be where I'm at because I don't think like people are like, oh, what's your 5-year vision, your 10-year vision? My mind doesn't work that way. And
I'm thinking today,
okay.
What's happening today?
Yeah, it's okay. Like I know where we're going and I know what we have to do. I do my year and I kind of like reverse engineer it and see where we're at. But if you're going, slow, if it's not hitting your goals or if you're going above your goals, like that's okay. Like it's okay, like to not follow the path exactly. And when things come in, you just got to make sure that it's not like, ooh, shiny object, ooh, this, ooh, that, like trying a whole bunch of different things. You got to try it, put in a timestamp on it. Like, hey, we have to do this for X amount of months to see the residual, to see the return. And then we got to analyze the data and see what it's like. That's where we thrive. Like I think we implement and then we measure it. And then if it's not great, we pivot and change it. And nothing's ever perfect. And you always have to evolve. That's why I think
Right.
When COVID hit, we crushed it.
Yeah. And you are always like out there learning. Right now you're in the Tom Ferry convention and you're always traveling and wanted to learn more and contribute more, which I love. What I love about you. And you don't, like you mentioned, there is no excuses. Like no matter where you are, like you are sitting on the floor at the airport today and that would have been a great reason to cancel our show. And it's like, hey, Rima, I cannot make it. I'm going to be traveling. And right there, you made it happen, where so many people find so many excuses for shit that it doesn't even exist.
Yeah, I had to change. My butt was getting sore from sitting.
Yeah, so it's freaking phenomenal. Like I've seen you, like we do our mastermind, like you're always in the car or somewhere and you make it happen. You are present. And if you set your mind to something or you made an appointment, you're not canceling, you're just right there and no excuses. And you show up for your team, you show up for your teammate. And I love that about you. And people who are seeing you today is like, damn it, he's at the airport, like doing the show. He's not dressed up, makeup on.
If it's on my calendar, you do it,
Yeah.
And that's, there's never going to be the perfect situation. And if you're implementing and doing things, you're going to be busy, but and it's okay to say no to people. But if you say yes to someone, or you say you're going to commit to something, you do it. You don't have to say yes to everyone though. You control the narrative from the beginning. and then you just follow through with your story and you make sure you do what you say you're going to do. So
Exactly.
that's just, and that's easy.
How do you find the
It's when you
time?
overcommit.
How do
Because
you
I
find?
because I say no. I tell people no. I tell people I'm like, oh, I don't need to be in on that meeting, or I'm not going to be there, or like, you know. So it's not that much time. It really is like look at you really master your schedule and look at it and see what you have. Anything that I have to do, I put it in red. So if I know I have to be somewhere, I have to do something, it's like in red, and it knows that I can't have something in front of it. And I never do anything like I try not to do anything like back to back, because there's always that like 15-minute, 30-minute window. One, you need to use the restroom, you need to eat, you need to drink water. Like, so I never want to have like back to back meetings, and things get done if you don't do that. I mean, you don't need the full like we had a meeting that was a 2 hour meeting, and now we've changed it to an hour and a half, and we just structured it, and now we do like EOS meeting, and it's a 90-minute meeting, and we get done way more in that 90 minutes than we do in the 2 hour meeting that we had because we had no structure. So it's
It's,
I don't know. Yeah, it's just about getting a flow and being committed to what you say you're going to do, and don't say yes to too many things.
and how did you said you have now how many businesses other
8.
than real estate? Eight
Yeah.
businesses. What are they, if you don't mind me asking?
Insurance. So it's called the Ocean Insurance Agency.
I love the name.
Development. Well, my friend that introduced me to that franchise, his company's called the Wave Insurance, or Wave Insurance Agency, and I was like, well, you can't have waves without an ocean. I was like, I'm gonna call mine the Ocean. So ripped him off. I have a disclosure company, so NHD in California. Um, we have a development company called Grand Royal Development, Porchlight Realty, which is this, uh, Lighthouse, which is another real estate team that's a flipping team, Alcohol, which I'm just an investor, but I'm on the board for. So it's called Cove, and it's in Bevmo. It's going into Trader Joe's, Sprouts. It's going to 360 Sprouts stores in like 2 days. Um,
Amazing.
and who? I don't know what other ones. I'd have to think. Oh, lending, and then I
Lending,
have,
yeah.
I have lending, and then I have one VA Approved Homes, which is a military home search site. That's another company that we sell leads.
So
So they're
that's what
kind of
I'm
like
talking
real estate related.
Right, and you are on top of all of that, or do you have management company like we're talking about 8, 9 businesses here, and you keep moving, and you guys closed over 1,000 transactions in 2021, and I believe you're going to be doubling in 2022.
I don't want to think about it. My goal is just I want to buy 12 more rental properties. So 12 rental properties. That's my mindset for this year.
And we talked
Versus
about
it.
that the other day, which is amazing because a lot of people, a lot of real estate agents, they've been or team leaders, they've been in the business for so long, and I talked to them, they don't even have one. It's like
Yeah,
practice what you preach. Like you have been in the business for so long, like you don't have rental properties. Like it amazes me.
yeah. So that's my goal, is not really like focus on, because we can do transactions all day long, but if you're not investing and you're not making that money more money in the future and helping others do the same thing, then what's the point? So it's not only
100%.
for me. I want to focus on more investments for my agents. Syndication, flips, all that. And if the flip fits us, then I'm just going to keep it.
And
So
within your team, you mentioned you almost have 92, 93.
I think 96 agents on Porchlight.
96 is your team newbie, you hire newbies, you hire seasoned agents, like closing that many transactions, like what's your mix with your agents?
We have a lot of new agents. That's our preference. But we get agents, like if you can get an agent from another brokerage or another company or another team that maybe was there for 6 months to a year, and if they're good, because sometimes they can still come over, and if they're just not good agents, they're not good agents. And then I kind of show them like the way. I always explain real estate this way. I say, hey, look, most companies, most teams are just going to throw you in the ocean, and you're just going to tread water, tread water, tread water until you're too tired and you're going to drown and you're going to quit. We throw you in the ocean, but I point to the island and I give you all the tools to build the boat, but you got to do it, but at least you know which way you're going. And that's the difference between Porchlight and most companies, is that I have a method and it's proven, and I share that, and I give them hope. It's up to them if they want to work hard enough. I can't control their grit. I can't want it more than them. So if they don't
Right.
want it, that's fine. They're going to be falling off my team anyways. But at least I know if the person wants it, they can have it.
What would any advice you would have for brand new agent today that's starting their business and they have no clue what they're doing or where they're going?
If you're in San Diego, join my team. If you're in North near LA, East, join Rimas. If you're in Sacramento, join Danny's. Join a freaking team, first of all. But not any team. Join a team that has lead sources, accountability, training. And you know what? You got one fucking life to live. Excuse my language, but crush it. Like, why would you do something half-ass? You have one chance to live. And I feel like I'm half-assing it. Like I'm driving in Vegas and all the private jets. And I'm like, I told my operations manager, I said, when we come back to Vegas, like, maybe not next year or not next month, but we're gonna have a jet that we own. It'll be our jet that we fly here, and we don't do this commercial shit.
Big big goals, big dreams, big vision.
I don't
Well,
mind flying commercial. I mean, I'm on Southwest. I'm totally fine with it. But I'm just saying is that when I fly in private, I'm like, man, this is so much nicer. I wish I could own one of these things.
what would you say contributed to your success the most?
Uh, Honestly, it was coaching. So coaching and the people I surrounded myself with. So the mentorship and the fact that I'm always doing these meetings. I'm always learning from everyone. So Coach Mike is my coach from Tom Ferry. He's phenomenal. He's been a huge reason my success. My parents for just giving me that foundation of just like fucking go for it and do it right. Um, you know, the relationships, the friendships that I have. So it's a mix, but
It's it is
like Snoop
amazing.
Dogg says, have you ever seen Snoop Dogg when he accepted his award? He goes, I would like to thank me for all the hard work. I'd like to thank me for showing up. I'd like to thank me for putting
But
in all the effort.
I'm a strong believer, with surrounding yourself with people that they're doing it better than you. Because I mean, yeah, it's scary and it's intimidating, but it's gonna help you grow and make you a better person, better team leader, better agent, and better person in general. I'm a strong believer on that. And I mean, look at you, like you always surrounding yourself with the best, and you are the best, and you still want more. And it never stops. It never stops, no matter what. Nobody's perfect, and nobody knows it all. It never. Our learning in life never stops. When we stop, we die. That's what I say. So it just,
That's
I
why
mean,
you're a grandma and you look like you're 21.
yeah. I'm not, I wish I'm 21, but yes,
Doesn't
I
matter.
am.
You look 21, so you're good.
And you work out. You're passionate about working out, and you travel like crazy with everything that's going on in your life. It's like you are my hero, honey. You are definitely my hero, and I love you so much.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you for that. I'm inspired by you always. And like you said, surround yourself with people. Just because someone's selling more houses or selling a lot of houses or whatever, doesn't mean that there's another person who's selling less that's doing it better. There's you don't get just because someone did 1,000 units.
Right.
That means I know what I'm doing. I have a lot
Success
to
is not
learn.
always transactions.
Exactly. Yeah, it's happiness. It's like, life. Are you traveling? Are you stressed out all the time? Are you having fun? I think fun. Like if you're having fun, people are like, I love when I tell people, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this on Saturday. I'm gonna go work at my office. And they're like, oh, that sucks. And I'm like, no, I love work. Like me in the office on Saturday by myself, that's like a blast. If you're not having fun, what are you doing with your life?
That's true. So what's the three things you will tell an agent or a team leader today that they're watching to implement in 2022, and it's a must to implement in 2022? Because as we know, things are changing, our industry is changing, and we're all seeing it. What are you guys implementing for 2022? The highest 3 points that you would share with us today.
So first thing, you can listen to as many podcasts, read as many books as you want, and attend as many seminars as you want. But if you're not implementing, you're wasting your time. So implement, 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 implement. Fuck up, make mistakes. Just be a good ethical person and be kind to people, and then you'll be fine. Number two would say is if you're a new agent, join a freaking team. Yes, you do have to give up a split, but I'm sorry, 50% to you, 50% to me. It's more like 50% to you, 10% to me, this to this company, this to this company. We're providing a lot more for you in your career. And if you're doing it solo, you can't get what we have as team leaders. You can't get the lead sources. You can't even buy the leads we have. So join a team and a good team and make sure they're the right team. And then 3, let's say it's like, you freaking got one life. Like, what are you doing? Think about it. Write your goals down. If you ever like, man, I just don't have the energy. I don't have this. Like, what type of food are you eating? How much water are you drinking? You know what I mean? Think about that kind of stuff, because that's where you get energy and that's where you survive and like thrive. Is if you're healthy to yourself, you'll be fine. And then like create a schedule that you can live by. Don't make your schedule so damn crazy that you're stressed because you're so tired and busy. You control your schedule. It's you. So if you feel busy, it's you didn't properly manage your time, or you're trying to do too much. So just figure it out, and you don't have to do everything. Allow others to do that. Like, don't be a control freak. If you're a team leader, let people do things. Let them do their job. Let them make mistakes. If they were so damn good, they wouldn't be on your team. So I always say, if you're pointing a finger at someone, you're pointing 3 fingers back at yourself. You are the reason for everything in your life. Yes, we all have different, childhoods and stuff, but we're our own author. Like, write your fucking story. I don't know. That's my kind of philosophy on life. I don't have any like, oh, poor me. It's like, shit, my dad never told me he loved me, ever. Never bought me a birthday gift. Mind you, my mom and dad are married. I've been in the same household for my entire life. Well, now my dad's older. My dad has completely changed. He used to be an asshole. Now he's like the nicest. I talk to him every single day. Nicest human in the world. Tells me how proud of me and like, you know what I mean? But I can't hold that against him. Like, that's how his dad was to him. So it's just, I didn't write my story in the beginning, but you know what? You change, and you can be like, I resented him, but you can either like sit there and just petty about it, or change the narrative and just go with your route. And I think that if you control everything you do, so freaking control it right and be that person you are meant to be.
That's amazing. Well, that's awesome. Wow. I never knew that your dad treated you that way, by the way, even though I'm close to
Well, I
you.
mean, I always knew like he loved me, but it was like weird. It's like that, like, I went to private Catholic school. My dad's ex-Navy, and he's an Olympic coach. So it was a very like cutthroat. They
Straight,
never told me
yes.
what to do, but you follow in line, and
And
that's
and
yeah.
like you mentioned, like children raised that way, they fall into that like the victim mentality, and whatever they do in life, and they become a loser or whatever. It's like, oh, because of my dad, or because of my mom, or because of my circumstances. And it's just the way we look at it. It's just, you take responsibility. It's me, it's my life, and it's up to me how I want to live it and how I want to proceed with it. So it's the mindset is the amazing thing. And that's that 2022 is mindset. Just if you have the good mindset, working out, just like you mentioned, it's things gonna open up to you, because you have to take care of yourself too before you take care of anyone else.
Yeah. And if you had a shitty childhood, or if your life's shit right now, you know what? Let's not talk about that. And your chapter 1 starts today. So
Yeah,
write your book. No one needs to know. You could have that maybe as a prelude, or maybe even like chapter 20, when you're okay with what happened, you'll talk
yeah,
about it. But until you're okay with it, you don't have to talk about it. You don't have to let everyone know, but just write your new chapter and start today, or write your first chapter, and it's your life. Go with it, and start anew. There's no
yeah.
one controlling anything but yourself.
Exactly. Yesterday is gone. Let's focus on today.
Yep.
Right? Like my daughter was bitching this morning because of an appointment that the door did not open for it. She was showing, and she was this morning was like, this happened, this happened, this happened. I said, that was yesterday. We're today. It's Friday. It's gonna be a great day. That's happened behind us. Let's move on. So
I had a like someone a person I dated in college. They said nothing bad ever happens to you, and I was like, well, bad stuff happens to me, but I can't remember when the last bad thing happened to me. And I'm like, oh, it's because I don't dwell on it. Like, my backpack got
another
stolen
one,
out
your
of my
laptop.
car.
Yeah.
My laptop got stolen, and my Louis Vuitton bag got stolen. And someone was like, oh man, da, da, da. Like, people were more upset than I was. And I was like, no, 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 no. Someone really needed a laptop and a Louis Vuitton backpack. So he got one, or she got one. It was probably a
Oh
guy.
my
It was
God.
probably a homeless person, but screw them. Uh, Whatever. Just,
It's change the way
it
you
is
look
what
at
it is.
things. Yeah, change the way you
And
look at things.
if I'm sad that my laptop and my Louis Vuitton backpack got stolen, I've got a really fucked up priority in life. Like my head is in the wrong place if that's what upsets me, because I've got it
Yeah.
really good if I can even have those things. So
Right.
someone else needed them. So whatever.
They can have them. They're enjoying
But that
them
was a
right now.
really good. That was like an exclusive one that you can't buy anymore. I'm like, damn it. In my mind, I go, well, that just means I get to go to Louis Vuitton and buy another backpack. So look
Louis
at this
Vuitton is
opportunity.
like, yeah, that's amazing the way you think, and it's so true. It's changed the way you look at things. Things will change and will open up. Well, I don't want to take too much more of your time. I know you're going to be traveling and boarding soon. Thank you so much, Mark. It's always a
Yes.
pleasure talking to you, masterminding with you, and being around you. And I know I'm going to see you soon. We have a big event coming up in what, 2-3 weeks?
Yes.
Yeah.
February 21st through the 24th, San Antonio. So
And
if
that's
anyone's
that's
interested
what's
in going,
amazing too. Like you bring these events for like agents, and they're super inexpensive to just grow their business and just mastermind, and it's intimate group. That's what I love about these groups, because they're intimate, like we're all sharing and masterminding. And that's, I know, I remember last time you put like 10 grand or something out of your pocket, because I mean, you're freaking amazing. You want to talk a little bit about that before we leave?
yeah, for sure. So we just do 4 events a year. Our next one's February 21st through the 24th. It's in San Antonio. What I love about our events is that we don't do an insane amount. Like you're not in there from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., like 20 pages of notes. We do 9 a.m. to 11. We usually do like a 2-hour session, a 2-hour break, and a 2-hour session. So it's 4 hours for 2 days. Each day is 4 hours. And we always throw in a fun element. This one, we're going to the San Antonio Rodeo, which is apparently one of the most famous rodeos in the world. I'm stoked on that. And so we're just doing that. And it's all about like contributing and masterminding, because we learn from each other more than we learn from like that random person on stage at an event that doesn't sell real estate that we're getting inspired by. But it's like, come on, like give me some tangibles. I love like step 1, step 2, step 3. Tell me how to do it. I'm going to share everything. And that's how we, learn from each other.
Yeah. So, and can everybody attend?
Yeah, for sure. Send me a DM. My Instagram is Mark Pattison. There's no R in the last name. Mark Pattison Show. If you look me up on Instagram, DM me, and I can send you the links. Or you can look up markpattisonrealestate.com, and that's got some info on there. There's an events tab, and you can click on that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I cannot wait to attend, and I cannot wait to see you. Thank you so much, Mark. Really appreciate it. And have a great flight back home. You're flying back home, right?
Yeah, finally. I'm excited to be home.
Have a good flight, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.